Ladies and gentlemen, time is the most valuable resource you have in life. You cannot earn more of it. You cannot borrow it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And yet, so many people spend their precious time on things that do not matter, things that drain them, slow them down, and distract them from their purpose. Life is too short for distractions. Every moment spent worrying about others or trying to impress them is a moment stolen from your future, from the person you are meant to become. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can reclaim your time and energy. You must focus on yourself. You must stop wasting your time on trivial matters, on people who do not add value to your life, and on activities that do not contribute to your growth. The world is full of distractions, and it is easy to lose sight of what really matters. But when you commit to focusing on yourself, everything changes. Your life gains direction, clarity, and purpose. Why focus on yourself? Focusing on yourself is not selfish. In fact, it is necessary if you are to fulfill your potential and achieve your goals. It's not about ignoring others, but about understanding that you can only give your best to the world when you are at your best. If you are constantly depleted, distracted, and overwhelmed, how can you expect to make an impact? Think about it. If you are not investing in yourself, how can you expect to grow? How can you become the person you need to be to achieve your dreams if you are not dedicating time and energy to your own development? When you focus on yourself, you are making a commitment to become the best version of yourself. You are saying to the world, I am worth the effort. When you spend your time worrying about what others think of you, trying to please everyone around you, or engaging in activities that do not serve your purpose, you are giving away your power. You are allowing others to dictate how you live your life. This is a recipe for frustration, stagnation, and unfulfilled potential. Stop wasting your time on others' expectations. One of the biggest ways people waste their time is by living according to the expectations of others. Society, family, friends, and even social media can put immense pressure on you to conform to certain standards or behaviors. But whose life are you living? Are you chasing dreams that are truly yours, or are you pursuing goals that have been imposed on you by others? When you live according to the expectations of others, you are not living authentically. You are compromising your own values, desires, and potential to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. This is not only a waste of time, but it is also a betrayal of who you are. You have to learn to let go of the need for approval. You have to stop seeking validation from others. The only approval that matters is your own. The only validation that counts is the one you give yourself when you know you are living in alignment with your true self. Time is precious. Use it wisely. Think about how much time you spend each day on things that do not matter. How much of your day is spent scrolling through social media, gossiping about others, or worrying about things that are beyond your control? How much time do you waste trying to prove yourself to people who do not even care? Time is your most valuable asset, yet most people treat it as if it is infinite. They spend their days procrastinating, making excuses, and engaging in distractions. But every minute you waste is a minute you can never get back. You cannot afford to squander your time on things that do not move you forward. Every successful person understands the value of time. They know that success is not just about talent or opportunity, it's about how you use your time. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is often how they choose to spend their time. Those who are focused on themselves, on their growth, on their goals, they make every minute count. If you want to achieve your dreams, you must be disciplined with your time. You must be intentional about how you spend your days. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your goals or further away from them. The choice is yours. Stop comparing yourself to others. One of the biggest distractions in life is the comparison game. How often do you find yourself looking at someone else's life and feeling envious or inadequate? How much time do you waste comparing your journey to someone else's? Comparison is a thief of joy, and it is a thief of time. When you compare yourself to others, you are not focusing on your own growth or progress. You are wasting energy on something that is completely irrelevant to your life. Every person's journey is different. You are not meant to follow the same path as anyone else. Your only competition is yourself. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Focus on your own progress, on your own journey. The only person you should be competing with is the person you were yesterday. Each day, strive to be better than you were the day before. This is how you grow. This is how you succeed. Learn to say no. One of the most important skills you can develop when it comes to focusing on yourself is the ability to say no. Too often, people waste their time and energy on things they do not want to do because they are afraid to say no. They agree to commitments they are not passionate about. They take on responsibilities that drain them, and they allow others to dictate how they spend their time. Learning to say no is essential if you want to reclaim your time and focus on yourself. You cannot do everything, and you should not try. Your time is limited, and you must protect it fiercely. Saying no does not mean you are selfish or unkind. It means you are prioritizing your own growth and well-being. When you learn to say no to things that do not serve your purpose, you create space for the things that do. You give yourself the time and energy to focus on what truly matters. You gain control over your life and your schedule, and you are no longer at the mercy of others' demands. Prioritize self-care. Focusing on yourself also means taking care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are constantly running on empty, you will not be able to achieve your goals or make the impact you want to make in the world. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is about taking the time to rest, recharge, and nurture your mind, body, and spirit. It is about recognizing when you need to take a step back and focus on your own well-being. Many people feel guilty about taking time for themselves, especially in a world that glorifies business and productivity. But self-care is not selfish, it is essential if you want to perform at your best. When you prioritize self-care, you are investing in your own growth and success. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or simply taking a break from your busy schedule, self-care allows you to recharge and refocus. It gives you the energy and clarity you need to continue pursuing your goals. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. As you focus on yourself and your goals, it is important to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset, energy, and success. If you are constantly surrounded by negative, draining, or unsupportive people, it will be much harder to stay focused on your own growth. Take a moment to evaluate the people in your life. Are they helping you become the best version of yourself, or are they holding you back? Are they supportive of your goals, or are they constantly criticizing or doubting you? You deserve to be surrounded by people who believe in you, who challenge you to grow, and who encourage you to keep going. It is okay to distance yourself from people who do not add value to your life. It is okay to set boundaries with those who drain your energy or distract you from your purpose. You cannot afford to waste time on relationships that do not serve your growth. Be intentional with your energy. Just as time is a finite resource, so is your energy. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of energy, and it is up to you to decide how you will use it. If you are not intentional about where you direct your energy, it will be scattered, unfocused, and wasted. Think of your energy as a powerful force that can either propel you forward or hold you back. When you focus your energy on yourself and your goals, you become unstoppable. But when you allow your energy to be drained by distractions, negativity, and unimportant tasks, you lose your momentum. Be mindful of where your energy goes. Pay attention to the things that energize you and the things that drain you. Are you spending your energy on things that matter, or are you wasting it on things that do not? If you want to achieve greatness, you must be disciplined with your energy. Let go of what you cannot control. One of the biggest ways people waste their time and energy is by worrying about things they cannot control. Whether it's other people's opinions, past mistakes, or future uncertainties, spending time and energy on things that are beyond your control is futile. You cannot control everything that happens in life, but you can control how you respond to it. Instead of wasting time worrying about things you cannot change, focus on what you can do. Focus on your own actions, mindset, and growth. This is where your power lies. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free up time and energy to focus on what truly matters. You gain a sense of peace and clarity that allows you to move forward with purpose. Develop a growth mindset. Focusing on yourself requires a commitment to growth. It means being willing to learn, to improve, and to evolve. One of the most powerful things you can do is develop a growth mindset, the belief that you have the ability to grow, learn, and change. When you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as obstacles. You are not afraid of failure because you understand that failure is part of the process. You are constantly seeking ways to improve yourself, and you are not satisfied with staying stagnant. A growth mindset allows you to focus on your own progress rather than comparing yourself to others. It empowers you to take ownership of your journey and to keep pushing forward, no matter what obstacles you face. Take action. Focusing on yourself is not just about thinking or planning, it's about taking action. All the reflection, planning, and goal setting in the world will not get you anywhere if you do not take action. You must be willing to do the work. Every day, take at least one action that moves you closer to your goals. It does not have to be a big action, but it must be consistent. Over time, these small actions will add up to big results. Do not wait for the perfect moment or for everything to be lined up perfectly. There will never be a perfect time to start. The only time you have is now. Take action today and keep taking action every day. This is how you build momentum, and this is how you achieve success. Stay focused on your vision. As you focus on yourself and your growth, it is important to keep your vision front and center. Your vision is your guiding light. It is what drives you forward and gives your life direction. Without a clear vision, it is easy to get lost in distractions, to lose focus, and to waste time on things that do not matter. Take the time to clarify your vision. What do you want to achieve in life? What kind of person do you want to become? What legacy do you want to leave behind? When you have a clear vision, you can make decisions and take actions that align with that vision. Whenever you find yourself getting distracted or off track, come back to your vision. Let it guide you and keep you focused on what truly matters. Eliminate excuses. One of the greatest enemies of progress is excuses. How often do you find yourself making excuses for why you haven't achieved your goals or why you're not where you want to be? I don't have enough time. I'm too tired, I'll start tomorrow. These are all excuses that keep you stuck in the same place, wasting your time. Excuses are comfortable, but they are also limiting. They provide a false sense of justification for inaction. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time to start, and there will always be obstacles in your path. If you wait for the perfect moment, you will be waiting forever. The key is to recognize your excuses for what they are roadblocks to your own success. When you stop making excuses, you take responsibility for your life. You accept that while you may not be able to control everything, you can control your effort, your attitude, and your actions. You take ownership of your time and your choices, and this empowers you to move forward. Start today. Whatever excuse you've been using to delay your progress, let it go. Whether it's fear, doubt, or uncertainty, none of these things have the power to hold you back unless you allow them to. You have everything you need to take the next step, so take it. Master the art of focus. Focusing on yourself means mastering the art of focus itself. In a world filled with distractions, this is no small feat. Your attention is constantly being pulled in multiple directions by technology, by other people, by the demands of everyday life. To truly focus on yourself, you must learn to tune out the noise and focus on what matters. Focus is a skill that can be developed with practice. It starts with setting clear priorities and eliminating distractions. Create an environment that supports your focus. If your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications, turn it off. If social media is a distraction, set time limits or take a break from it altogether. Identify the things that are pulling your attention away from your goals and take steps to minimize their impact. Another important aspect of focus is learning to manage your energy. Focus requires mental energy, and if you are constantly exhausted or overwhelmed, it will be difficult to concentrate on what's important. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and physical activity to ensure that you have the energy you need to stay focused. Finally, focus requires discipline. It's easy to get distracted or to procrastinate when things get difficult or uncomfortable. But if you are committed to focusing on yourself and your goals, you must be willing to push through those moments of discomfort. Stay disciplined in your actions and consistent in your efforts, and you will see progress. The power of daily habits. Your daily habits play a crucial role in your ability to focus on yourself and stop wasting your time. Habits are the building blocks of your life. They are the small, consistent actions that over time create massive results. If you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. Identify the habits that are not serving you, whether it's procrastination, negative self-talk, or unhealthy lifestyle choices, and replace them with habits that support your growth. This could be as simple as waking up earlier to dedicate time to your personal development, or setting aside time each day to read, meditate, or exercise. The key to developing new habits is consistency. It's not about making huge, dramatic changes all at once. It's about taking small, manageable steps every day. Over time, these small steps add up to big transformations. The more consistent you are with your habits, the more progress you will make. Focus on habits that align with your vision and your goals. Ask yourself, what habits do I need to cultivate in order to become the person I want to be? What actions can I take daily that will move me closer to my goals? Then commit to those habits with discipline and determination. Protect your mental space. Your mind is your most powerful tool, and yet so many people allow it to be filled with negativity, doubt, and distractions. Focusing on yourself means protecting your mental space and being mindful of the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Negative thinking is one of the biggest time wasters there is. When you are consumed with thoughts of doubt, fear, or worry, you are not focusing on your growth or your goals. You are wasting precious mental energy on things that do not serve you. It's important to recognize when negative thoughts arise and to challenge them. Replace them with positive, empowering thoughts that support your growth. Surround yourself with positivity, whether it's through the books you read, the people you spend time with, or the content you consume. In addition to cultivating a positive mindset, you must also protect your mental space from distractions. This means being mindful of how you consume information. In today's digital age, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the constant stream of news, social media, and entertainment. But not all information is valuable, and much of it can be a distraction from your goals. Be selective about what you allow into your mind. Limit your exposure to negative or distracting content, and instead, focus on information that supports your growth. This could be through reading books, listening to podcasts, or engaging in conversations that inspire and challenge you. Embrace solitude. Solitude is one of the most powerful tools for self-discovery and personal growth. In a world that is constantly connected, it can be difficult to find time for solitude. But if you truly want to focus on yourself and stop wasting your time, you must learn to embrace solitude. Solitude allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. It gives you the space to reflect on your life, your goals, and your values. It helps you gain clarity about what truly matters to you and what you want to achieve. Many people avoid solitude because they are afraid of being alone with their thoughts. But solitude is not about loneliness. It is about creating a space for self-reflection and growth. It is in moments of solitude that you can hear your own voice, free from the noise and opinions of others. Make time for solitude in your daily life, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. Use this time to reconnect with yourself and to realign with your vision and goals. The more you embrace solitude, the more focused and centered you will become. Be patient with yourself. Focusing on yourself is a lifelong journey. It is not something that happens overnight. And it is not without challenges. There will be times when you feel discouraged, when progress seems slow, or when you doubt whether you're on the right path. But it is during these times that you must be patient with yourself. Personal growth takes time. It requires persistence, resilience, and self-compassion. You will make mistakes along the way, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. Be kind to yourself during this process. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. And remember that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goals. Growth is not a linear process, and there will be ups and downs. But as long as you stay focused on yourself and your vision, you will continue to move forward. Set boundaries with your time. One of the most powerful ways to stop wasting your time is by setting clear boundaries. Your time is valuable, and it is up to you to protect it. If you do not set boundaries with your time, others will dictate how you spend it. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being selfish. They are about ensuring that your time is spent in alignment with your priorities. This means learning to say no to commitments, activities, or people that do not serve your goals. When you set boundaries with your time, you are taking control of your life. You are making a conscious decision to prioritize yourself and your growth. This can be difficult at first, especially if you are used to saying yes to everything or if you fear disappointing others. But the truth is, you cannot please everyone. And trying to do so is a waste of your time and energy. Set clear boundaries with your time and stick to them. This might mean blocking out time in your schedule for your personal development, saying no to social invitations that don't align with your goals, or limiting the time you spend on non-essential activities. Whatever it looks like for you, setting boundaries is a crucial step in focusing on yourself and reclaiming your time. Don't fear change. Focusing on yourself often requires change. It may require you to change your habits, your mindset, or even the people you surround yourself with. Change can be uncomfortable, but it is also necessary for growth. Many people resist change because they fear the unknown or because they are attached to their current way of life, even if it is not serving them. But if you want to stop wasting your time and start living a life that is aligned with your true self, you must be willing to embrace change. Change is a natural part of life, and it is through change that we grow and evolve. Whether it's changing your environment, your routine, or your mindset, embracing change is essential to your personal development. Do not be afraid to let go of things that are no longer serving you, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Trust that every change you make in alignment with your goals and vision is bringing you closer to the person you are meant to become. Create a vision for your life. One of the most powerful ways to stay focused on yourself and stop wasting your time is by creating a clear vision for your life. A vision gives you a sense of direction and purpose. It helps you make decisions that are aligned with your goals and values, and it keeps you focused on what truly matters. Take the time to create a vision for your life. What do you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? What values are important to you? When you have a clear vision, you can create a roadmap for your life and start taking steps toward that vision every day. Your vision will act as your guide, helping you stay focused and on track, even when distractions arise. Prioritize your goals. Once you've established a clear vision for your life, the next step is to prioritize your goals. Not every task or objective carries the same weight in terms of impact on your future. It's important to differentiate between what's urgent and what's important, and often the things that are urgent aren't always the things that truly matter. Prioritizing your goals means focusing on the tasks and actions that will have the biggest impact on your long-term success and personal growth. Identify your top priorities, the ones that are most closely aligned with your vision, and dedicate the majority of your time and energy to those. Learn to let go of distractions and activities that don't serve your highest priorities. This might mean cutting back on activities that feel urgent but don't move you forward, or it could mean rethinking how you allocate your time. By learning to prioritize what truly matters, you'll make faster progress and stop wasting time on things that don't bring you closer to your goals. Stop comparing yourself to others. One of the greatest time wasters in life is the constant comparison to others. In today's world of social media and constant connectivity, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your life, your achievements, and your progress to those around you. But comparison is the thief of joy. And it's also one of the quickest ways to lose focus on yourself. When you focus on what others are doing, you are taking your attention away from your own journey. You start measuring your success by someone else's standards rather than by your own growth and progress. This not only wastes time, but also creates unnecessary stress and self-doubt. Remember, everyone is on their own unique path, and what works for someone else may not work for you. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own growth and development. Celebrate your own progress, no matter how small, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be on your journey. Comparison is a distraction. And the more you focus on others, the less time and energy you have to invest in yourself. Stay in your lane and focus on your own goals and vision. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Learn to let go. A big part of focusing on yourself and not wasting your time involves learning how to let go of things that no longer serve you. Whether it's past mistakes, unproductive relationships, or limiting beliefs, holding on to things that are not aligned with your future will only hold you back. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or dismissing the value of past experiences. It means releasing the emotional attachment you have to them so that you can move forward freely. Holding on to regrets, grudges, or negative self-perceptions will only drain your energy and keep you stuck in the past. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Let go of relationships that drain your energy or that aren't supportive of your growth. Release the need for validation from others and instead trust in your own worth. The more you let go, the more space you create in your life for growth, progress, and new opportunities. Letting go is an act of self-care, and it's essential to freeing yourself from the mental and emotional baggage that wastes your time and energy. By letting go, you allow yourself to fully focus on the present moment and what lies ahead. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. The people you surround yourself with have a huge impact on your ability to focus on yourself and stop wasting your time. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, or people who don't support your goals, it will be much harder to stay focused on your path. Evaluate the relationships in your life. Are the people around you helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Do they encourage you to pursue your goals, or do they distract you from your vision? Surround yourself with people who elevate you, who challenge you to become better, and who inspire you to keep moving forward. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out of your life, but it does mean being mindful of the influence others have on your energy and mindset. Invest your time in relationships that are positive, supportive, and aligned with your goals. Seek out mentors, peers, or communities that share your values and vision. When you surround yourself with people who are also committed to growth and success, you'll find it easier to stay focused on your own journey. Their energy, encouragement, and insights can help keep you motivated and inspired. And practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps you stay focused on what matters most. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus away from what you lack and instead appreciate what you have. This shift in perspective helps you stop wasting time on negative thoughts, complaints, or comparisons. By focusing on the good in your life, you train your mind to see opportunities rather than obstacles. Gratitude helps you maintain a positive attitude, even in challenging situations, and it keeps you grounded in the present moment. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the opportunity to work toward your goals, the support of loved ones, or the lessons you've learned from past experiences. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you'll find it easier to stay focused on yourself and your progress. Avoid the trap of perfectionism. Perfectionism is another major time waster that keeps many people from focusing on themselves and making progress. The desire to do everything perfectly can lead to procrastination, stress, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Perfectionism keeps you stuck in a cycle of overthinking and inaction. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for everything to be perfect is a waste of time. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. You don't need to have the perfect plan, the perfect skills, or the perfect conditions to take action. Focus on progress, not perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Embrace the learning process and be willing to make mistakes along the way. Mistakes are not failures, they are opportunities for growth and improvement. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you free yourself from the pressure that holds you back. You become more willing to take risks, try new things, and learn from your experiences. This mindset shift allows you to focus on your growth and progress rather than wasting time trying to meet unrealistic standards. Manage your energy, not just your time. Focusing on yourself and stopping the waste of time isn't just about managing your schedule, it's also about managing your energy. You can have all the time in the world, but if your energy is depleted, you won't be able to use that time effectively. Your energy is your most valuable resource, and it's important to protect it. This means being mindful of how you spend your energy and what activities drain or replenish it. If you're constantly tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, it's difficult to stay focused on your goals. Prioritize activities that boost your energy, such as regular exercise, proper nutrition, rest, and mental breaks. Make time for relaxation and self-care, as these activities are essential to maintaining your physical and mental well-being. In addition to taking care of your physical health, it's important to protect your emotional and mental energy. Avoid toxic environments or people who drain your energy. Set boundaries with your time and energy, and don't be afraid to say no to commitments that don't align with your priorities. By managing your energy effectively, you'll find that you're more productive, focused, and able to make the most of your time. Be mindful of your inputs. Just as your body needs proper nourishment, so does your mind. The things you consume, whether it's the content you watch, the conversations you engage in, or the environments you spend time in directly impact your ability to focus on yourself and your goals. So be mindful of what you allow into your mind. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, drama, or distractions, it will be difficult to maintain a positive and focused mindset. Conversely, if you surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and knowledge, you'll be better equipped to stay focused on your growth. This could mean cutting back on watching the news if it leaves you feeling anxious, limiting your social media usage if it leads to comparison, or being selective about the types of conversations you engage in. The key is to be intentional about what you allow into your mental space. Invest in inputs that inspire you, educate you, and support your personal development. Read books that align with your goals. Listen to podcasts that challenge your thinking, and engage in conversations that uplift and motivate you. By being mindful of your inputs, you'll be able to maintain focus and stay on track toward your vision. Stop multitasking. Many people believe that multitasking is a productive way to get more done in less time. However, research has shown that multitasking actually reduces productivity and wastes time. When you try to focus on multiple tasks at once, you are not giving any of them your full attention. And as a result, the quality of your work suffers. If you want to focus on yourself and make the most of your time, it's important to practice single tasking. This means focusing on one task at a time and giving it your full attention until it's completed. When you single task, you are able to work more efficiently and effectively. You are fully present in the moment, which allows you to produce higher quality work and make faster progress. Start by eliminating distractions and setting aside specific blocks of time for each task. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs or apps, and focus solely on the task at hand. You'll be amazed at how much more you can accomplish when you give your full attention to one thing at a time. Track your progress. Focusing on yourself and your goals is a continuous journey. And one of the best ways to stay motivated and avoid wasting time is by tracking your progress. When you track your progress, you gain insight into how far you've come, what's working, and where you need to make adjustments. Tracking your progress doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as keeping a journal, setting weekly or monthly goals, or using a habit tracking app. The key is to regularly reflect on your progress and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Tracking your progress also helps you stay accountable to yourself. It allows you to see the results of your efforts, which can be incredibly motivating. When you see tangible evidence of your growth and accomplishments, it reinforces your commitment to your goals and helps you stay focused on the path ahead. Tracking your progress also helps you identify areas where you might be wasting time or energy. If you notice that certain activities aren't contributing to your growth or are slowing down your progress, you can adjust your strategy and refocus your efforts on what truly matters. Regularly assessing your progress also gives you the opportunity to make course corrections. Sometimes, despite our best intentions, we get off track or our priorities change. By reflecting on your progress, you can realign your actions with your goals and ensure that you're making the best use of your time. Embrace consistency over intensity. A common mistake people make when trying to improve their focus or stop wasting time is thinking that they need to make huge, dramatic changes all at once. They believe that a burst of intense effort will lead to quick results. However, the reality is that consistent, sustained effort over time is far more effective than short bursts of intense activity. Consistency is the key to long-term success. When you commit to small, daily actions that are aligned with your goals, those actions compound over time and lead to significant progress. It's not about doing everything perfectly or making drastic changes overnight. It's about showing up for yourself every day and making steady progress toward your vision. The power of consistency lies in its ability to build habits. When you consistently focus on the things that matter, those actions become second nature. and you no longer have to rely on motivation or willpower to stay on track. It becomes a part of who you are. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. Whether it's dedicating 30 minutes each day to your personal development, working on a skill, or taking small steps toward your goal, consistency will always trump intensity. Focus on building momentum, and over time, you'll find that your progress accelerates. Learn to say no. One of the most powerful ways to focus on yourself and stop wasting time is by learning to say no. Many people struggle with saying no because they fear disappointing others, missing out, or being perceived as selfish. However, saying yes to every request or opportunity can quickly lead to overwhelm and burnout, leaving you with little time or energy to focus on your own goals. Saying no is not about being selfish, it's about protecting your time and energy. It's about setting boundaries and making sure that you're prioritizing what's most important to you. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. It's important to remember that your time is finite and you can't do everything. When you try to please everyone or take on too many commitments, you end up spreading yourself too thin and losing focus on what matters most. Learning to say no requires confidence and clarity about your priorities. When you're clear on your vision and goals, it becomes easier to recognize when something isn't aligned with your path. Practice saying no to distractions, unnecessary obligations, and things that don't serve your highest purpose. By doing so, you'll create more space in your life to focus on what truly matters. Take responsibility for your time. One of the most empowering things you can do to focus on yourself and stop wasting time is to take full responsibility for how you spend your time. It's easy to blame external circumstances, other people, or a lack of resources for why you're not making progress. But the truth is that you have control over how you use your time. Taking responsibility means recognizing that you are in charge of your decisions, your actions, and your priorities. It means letting go of excuses and committing to making the most of the time you have. When you take ownership of your time, you empower yourself to make better choices and take intentional actions that align with your goals. This doesn't mean that life won't throw unexpected challenges your way, but it does mean that you have the power to choose how you respond to those challenges. Instead of wasting time feeling frustrated or stuck, focus on what you can control and take proactive steps to move forward. When you take responsibility for your time, you stop waiting for the perfect conditions or for someone else to give you permission to pursue your goals. You become the architect of your own life, and you take intentional actions that lead to growth and progress. Cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities, learn new skills, and improve through effort and persistence. When you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities for growth, and you're more likely to stay focused on your goals, even in the face of setbacks. On the other hand, a fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are static and unchangeable. With a fixed mindset, you're more likely to avoid challenges, give up easily, and feel threatened by the success of others. Focusing on yourself and making the most of your time requires cultivating a growth mindset. When you believe that you can improve and grow, you're more willing to put in the effort to achieve your goals. You're also more resilient in the face of obstacles because you see them as part of the learning process. Adopting a growth mindset allows you to embrace challenges, take risks, and step out of your comfort zone. It encourages you to focus on progress rather than perfection, and to see every experience as an opportunity for learning. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by embracing challenges and viewing mistakes as opportunities for growth. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks or giving up when things get tough, remind yourself that growth comes from effort and persistence. Celebrate your progress and be willing to learn from setbacks. The more you practice a growth mindset, the more you'll be able to focus on your own growth and stop wasting time on self-doubt or fear of failure.